Hi everyone, welcome to FOREX Trading Empire YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be showing you guys how I trade without a daily bias. I'll be showing you guys how to look at the lower time frame without a daily bias and learn how to identify the next draw on liquidity on lower time frames. On the time frame I'll be using is going to be the 1 hour, which I will be deriving the next draw on liquidity, and the 5 minutes for my entry. Before I start, make sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm on the 1 hour time frame of Euro USD, and this strategy is specifically dedicated to the New York section. Now, it can work on the London section. The point is that identifying a draw on liquidity based off what have been taught on previous lectures and what have been taught in the 2025 mentorship program, those points of interest will be identified on the 1 hour time frame. We will be identifying the recent swing low to swing high. We'll be identifying equal highs and equal lows. We'll be identifying 1 hour fair value gaps. Those points of interest will be very crucial to determine where is going to be the next 1 hour draw on liquidity, because we will be using that 1 hour draw on liquidity to point out the next draw on liquidity on the specific section. So we are trying to anticipate where the next 3 hour in price is going to trade to. So we're trying to anticipate where is the New York section is going to trade to. You can still apply this strategy during the London section, but I have been using it on the New York section, and I've been finding a lot of moves and catching good trades during that New York section volatility. So in this example, you can see price took out sell side liquidity, and currently price is going for the buy side liquidity. Now, how I come across this bias of anticipating higher prices for price to run the buy side liquidity is the point that as soon as price took out the sell side liquidity, this is what you do prior before the New York section at 6 a.m. I can say between 6 a.m. closing of the 1 hour candle before 7 a.m. because the New York section is 7 a.m., 8 a.m., and 9 a.m. to 10. This is what you're trying to anticipate where is price is going to be trading to. Price took out sell side liquidity, formed a swing low. You can see price took out sell side liquidity, formed a swing low, which I've talked about the swing low when 2, 3. The second candle is lower than the first candle and lower than the third candle. After price took out the sell side liquidity, if price were to trade lower, price wouldn't be forming a swing low, which means price is planning on retracing to a liquidity pool. It can either be a fair value gap to fill in an imbalance or to run a swing high. And looking at price from the moment price formed the swing low after the close of the 6 a.m. candle, looking at this price action from the swing high to the swing low, if there isn't any fair value gap in price, for us to look at this as a counter trend for price to retrace to that fair value gap. The only area in price is this week forming the swing high, which is a buy side liquidity from the 1 hour time frame perspective. Now, in the 15 minutes, you might see a fair value gap, but we are basing this strategy on two major time frames, which is the 1 hour and the 5 minutes. Looking at price forming the swing low, the next draw on liquidity in price is the buy side liquidity. And we'll be anticipating higher prices, taking on a bet that if price were to trade higher to run the buy side liquidity, then we will be looking for higher prices for price to run the buy side liquidity. And you can easily pick out those trades when you have a clear perspective on where you are looking for price to trade to. If price was to trade to that bias during the New York section, it will be easy for you to take advantage of those trades. Now, during the London section, you can identify the price traded higher, took out the buy sell liquidity from the swing high, and this was around 1 a.m. and here is 2 a.m. During 2 a.m., price already formed the swing high, and 3 a.m. traded higher, took out the swing high, did a retracement back to the range. This is a clear indication of lower prices for price to go for the buy side liquidity. It is another way for you to use the London section. But mostly due to my own time zone, I normally pay attention to the New York whenever I'm trying to anticipate lower time frame trades. Looking for those short-term trades without a daily bias, just looking on where it's going to be the next draw on liquidity on the New York section. But you can still apply it to the London section. Before I continue, now I've been talking about the FOREX Trading Empire Signal Group, my own personal Signal Group where I do post my trades, which I will be including the specific strategy in the Signal. I will be posting the Signal on the Signal Group going next week. Now, there's going to be a free access, a 7 days free trial on the Signal Group whenever you're ready to join the Signal Group. You have a 7 days trial because whenever trader chats me up on my Telegram profile, try to know more about the Signal Group before actually joining the Signal Group. There are most questions that do come out whenever they are asking about the Signal Group. When are the trades being posted? How do I manage the trades? And all those questions. Now, the 7 days free trial will give you those access for you to answer those questions on your own because you will be seeing those trades be posted live and you have access to take advantage of the trade and you can see if those trades do fit into your own personal schedule because I've answered a lot of questions and I'm not sure if I answered it the right way, trying to explain on how I post those setups, which I have clearly pointed it out that I do post those setups during the London section and during the New York section. There might be some cases where I will be updating you guys on the trade maybe later on, but it's because those are the times where you need to take action on a trade that is running on how to manage the trade. But since I will be adding up this trading style in the Signal group, then I will be giving you guys a 7 days free trial to the Signal group. And it is not set at a limited time. Whenever time you're ready to join, you'll be given a 7 days free trial for you to see how the group works and see if you can include it to your own personal trading plan. And all if you want to have access to it, you can check the link in the description. You can chat me up directly from my Telegram contact to have access to your 7 days free trial. So I'm on the 5 minutes of Euro USD. Price took out the sell side liquidity, which I pointed out, formed a swing low after the close of the 6 a.m. candle. After the close of the 6 a.m. candle, price created a swing high, forming a an entry. You can enter directly from the 5 minute fair value gap, which is a good entry, which is what actually the entry I did took. Price respected the 5 minute fair value gap, created higher retracement. Another entry for you to take advantage of. Our overall target is to see price go for the buy side liquidity. But at the same time, you can take partials depending on whatever 5 minute point of interest price is trading to, which are opposite fair value gap to your direction. So if price to trade higher, you can manage your stop or you can take partials depending on whatever way you do manage your trades. After price trade higher retracement, this is still an entry. Stop will be at the swing low, and your overall target is to see price go for the buy side liquidity. But having a overall direction or an overall area you're looking for price to trade to, your next draw on liquidity, which you can identify from the 1 hour time frame, having that idea gives you the strong probability of you understanding what price is currently doing. Because easily you can see in price that if price were to trade against the bias to trade lower, you can easily see it from the 7 a.m. candle where price opened, traded higher, formed an order block, formed a fair value gap, which you can use for an entry to anticipate higher prices to run the buy side liquidity. So you can see clearly that the price action is well aligned with the idea of we anticipating higher prices to run the buy side liquidity. And more about this strategy will be explained on the 2026 mentorship program, but I'll try to drop an update on the YouTube channel on how to trade this whenever I have a good example for me to use. But understanding it is that using the 1 hour to anticipate the next draw on liquidity, and during the New York section, waiting for the 5 minutes to align with that idea of price trading to that bias and taking advantage of that trade. And in this example, the actual trade stop at the swing low, and the overall target is the buy side liquidity, which currently price haven't traded to my overall target. Well, I've already closed half of the position on my stop is at this swing low that if price were to trade below this fair value gap, I don't want to be involved in the trades. Now, do I always take a trade of a 6 hour using this trade idea? No, because sometimes it's a short-term trades. Just like this London section trade of price trading lower to run the sell side liquidity. After running the buy side liquidity, you can see this is not much of a 6 hour trade. So it depends on the distance of you anticipating price on where price should trade to. Which in this example, price traded lower, retraced, respected the other block, traded lower, which this setup should be like this. Stop at this high, and this should be around a 2 hour trade. And most times I do get a 2 hour trade using this trade idea. Not on a daily basis, but I can say throughout the week, you can see this trade maybe twice or maybe 3 times a week, depending on how price is trading that week. If price is really on a high trend, trading to a higher time frame points of interest, like the daily time frame drawn liquidity, then there's a high chances of you taking advantage of those intraday trades. But first, you need to understand where is the 1 hour ready to trade. So, because the overall bias might be bullish, but there's a counter trend on the 1 hour where you might see a brief retracement during the New York section to a higher time frame point of interest, maybe like a 1 hour order block or 1 hour fair value gap, or a complete run on that swing low or swing high. And price will be using the New York section to deliver that price action. And how you can take advantage of it is understanding on where the 1 hour is ready to trade to. So that is it for this video. See you guys in the next video.